Well, even though the stay-at-home orders have been lifted, many people are still trying to limit their trips to the grocery store. One significant way to reduce the number of last-minute trips to the store is to have a well-stocked pantry and freezer. So, what items should you always have on hand? Well, SLU dietitian Rabia Rahman joins us via Zoom with the answer. Thank you, Rabia. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I hope you're doing well.
I am, and I'm one of those that, well, I still have a giant can of Chef Boyardee ravioli in the cupboard from when I panicked last time. But there's a difference between effective stocking and just hoarding, isn't there?
Absolutely. So I know a lot of us did that the first time around. And so now that we've, I hope, become a little bit better at grocery shopping, we've started to figure out what are some of the items that we can have at home that will really last a long time and can be used in a lot of different ways.
So tell us about some of those items that we should keep on hand.
So one of the questions and topics that most of my friends have talked about through all of this has been, how can we eat fresh produce? Because if you go grocery shopping once and you buy too much, it goes bad before you go through it. If you don't buy enough, you're out before your next trip. So there's a couple items that you can keep in the refrigerator that will be fresh but last up to 2 to 3 weeks. So apples, oranges, or all citrus will last 2 to 3 weeks in the refrigerator. Potatoes, onions, carrots, they'll all last for a long time. So you can stock up on those before they'll go bad. And then if you can't get fresh, I always encourage, look at the frozen fruits that you have as well, and the canned vegetables too, because they're picked at the peak of their nutrition value and their flavor. So they're just as healthy as fresh, and they obviously will last a long time. They have a lot of longer shelf life.
Yeah, I was just at the store the other day and I saw they have the big bags of the frozen berries that you can use if you're making smoothies or something like that, and they can be very effective and like you say, last a long time. What about whole grain products and things like that?
You mentioned your Chef Boyardee, and so I know a lot of us stocked up on pasta right away, and my grocery store still has not been able to keep up with the demand. But I'm here to advocate for another grain, which is quinoa, because it's actually a seed. It cooks exactly like a grain, but it's very high protein and very high fiber, and it's incredibly versatile. So you can use it in your main dishes, you can use it in soups, you can use it as rice aside. So it goes a long way, and it's really high in fiber and protein.
And it can mix it up a little bit with the pasta too, which is good.
Absolutely.
That's what we want to avoid is especially if you have kids, is them getting bored with the same old meals, which is a struggle. So that adds a little variety.
Yes.
And I hear beans are good, right?
Yeah, so beans are my must have, always must be in your pantry. They're the workhorse of the pantry, so economical, so versatile, and again, can be used in so many different recipes. And you can change it up so it doesn't seem like you're eating the same thing. So any beans can go a long way. Again, very high fiber, very high protein, a great alternative to meat when you can't go to the grocery store and always have fresh meat and poultry available as well.
Well, speaking of meat, I got to tell you, I have been totally reintroduced to tuna. I have gone through some tuna through this thing, and I actually feel pretty good about that.
Right, and that's a great thing to always have in your pantry. And a lot of times when we think about canned fish, we only think about tuna, but there's also canned salmon, which is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, really good for our heart health. It helps lower the bad cholesterol, the LDL cholesterol, and increase the good cholesterol. So it's a great alternative to have on hand. A lot of times we think just fresh and frozen, but canned fish can go a long way, and obviously it has a really long shelf life too.
Thank you so much. Those are great tips for stocking up with the right foods this time around, and I'll get through that ravioli one of these days, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right, we're going to post this segment on our website at KMOV.com/greatday immediately following the show.